back, relax, the show is live. From the start straight to your vibe. AC Infinity, the name you trust. Cannabis talk, no need to fuss. Knowledge flows like a sweet blunt roll. High vibes and wisdom take control. Let's go from the stash. Highly educational. AC Infinity. Cannabis sensational.
Hey,
We're
What
back.
is up, brothers?
what is up?
Great to see you.
Brothers,
Great to see you. Haven't
to
seen you guys in
see you.
forever. This is
where have you guys been all day?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic. And if you guys didn't
Yeah.
see, we were live earlier together on
Oh.
From the Stash, highly uncensored, where we kind of aren't organized and goof off. But it's a good show. It's a good time. We check out your cards. We do stuff like that.
But here we do not goof off, and we are highly organized.
Tight and right and doing it good. Okay, doing it well. Okay. So
Very well.
we're here, and tonight we're answering the questions of the people. Oftentimes we get messages or we get comments and people in the chat who ask questions, and we've got a whole bunch of shit we're going over, and we honestly don't have an opportunity to answer every question. So we figured we kind of freestyle a little bit on this one and be able to interact with you guys a little bit more and kind of make this more of a back and forth community interaction episode.
Yeah, we've been doing
Banger.
this show now on the AC Infinity channel for 22 episodes. No, 21 episodes is what this is now. And yeah, there's been so many questions pop up in the chat that we couldn't really answer because we were on topic, a specific topic. So we figured we'd do an episode here. We got to open it up and fire away some questions in the chat. And that way we can actually answer some of these questions that you guys have been asking in the chat.
Yes. One question that I've gotten a lot about recently and that I wanted to show earlier is about our new genetic project with Swank the Tank. We do have this coming out here, not super soon, but it will be soon. We'll let you guys know, keep you up to date on that. But I did pop some beans, those, and some headbangers as well. So take a quick look at those. You guys want to take this to the tent, the little tent. This is the child size, little miniature, like a mini Doberman tent. It works good. Shout out
Take
for
it to
the
the
AC
tent.
Infinity propagation tent, baby. It works amazing.
Hell yeah. There's some beauties in there.
So we're in here. I'm Red Cup balling with it, and they got a little stretchy. I'm using the ion beams, and they're a little high up. I probably should have flipped this one over, and it didn't necessarily work as good as I'd like it to, but it's good enough. These all popped really quickly, and us sitting there discussing kind of this genetic project, we went through and figured out what we were going to grow out of 14 different crosses, and one made the cut. One made the cut, and I was sitting there stoked on that cut. Honestly, I think right now it's not far enough to say a release date, but it's far enough to say that I'm excited for this hunt. As you see, Swank showing us a variety of different crosses and moms over here, the boys looking like the Blues Brothers. And it was just a really cool opportunity to kind of get intimate with the future of FTS and Swank, man. It's going to be really cool. I know Swank will be out at Spanibus, and he'll be doing his damn ting. Keep an eye out for him if you're out there.
Speaking of Spanibus, I heard that they are changing venues. This is the last year it's going to be in the venue that it's at. And then I guess they're moving. That's the latest word on the street. So it's kind of crazy.
Yes, that is true. Wait, Rob dropped Headbanger? I'm growing Headbanger again. This was one that I had for a long time. And honestly, it was one that I got rid of because it was finicky. So my thought process is I'm looking for a male or potentially a female, and I think I'm gonna breed this with the Chill Out OG. I think I've decided. I'm gonna do my project. If Chris is okay, if I get the blessing from the breeder, he's okay with it.
I'm okay with anybody doing any crosses with my genetic. The only thing is, like, I guess one thing that's kind of frowned upon is like continuing to work the line down, right? So somebody would take the F4s, for example, and like take it,
Make an
put it
F5
to an
out of it.
F5 and then release it. And that's
Oh.
kind of frowned upon, you know what I mean? Or taking them and feminizing them and then selling them. That stuff's frowned upon. But if you're doing a cross with it, absolutely. So many people have done crosses with it so far. There's been Blueberry Muffin. There has been Pungent Punch, which I'm growing right now. the list goes on. So many people have done crosses. Yeah, that'd be really cool if you did one.
Yeah, that's my plan, man. I just feel like it's the growth that I'm after in terms of something shorter and squattier and thick, and again that predictability. And I've grown it multiple times. Like I said, Dakota getting a bunch of variety, growing a bunch outside would make sense, or a bunch inside even. I only grew 5 at a time, so I didn't have a whole lot of variety in my chill outs. So it's like being able, if I can get something similar for that growth and getting it into the smoke of the headbanger all day. That's me all day. We do have a question specifically for Chris. Dead Kitten OG Horror, Deadly Kitten. Oh, way better name. Dead Kitten was awful.
Jesus, you're gonna get a Netflix special with that shit.
Deadly Kitten. He's Tough Kitten. Quick question about VPD. Does Chris grow off AC or Pulse? So does AC Infinity have their own chart? I don't believe so.
I use the AC Infinity controller AI and controller 69. Not sure if that's what they're referring to or if they mean a certain chart. Pulse has a VPD chart. They have one for seedlings, seedlings clones, veg, one for flowering. That is what I go off of. I do about 0.8 kPa for seedlings, 1.0 to in veg. And so the range is roughly 0.8 to 1.2 in veg, and then I go 1.2 to 1.5, sometimes 1.6 kPa in flowering. That's what I go off of.
Yeah. I think that's where it's like utilizing specifically Pulse's chart is the main thing that people do. It's not the device itself. No knocking them at all. Great product, but it's the fact that when you Google VPD chart, their SEO has been pretty solid, and that's really what it boils down to. Also, there is a giveaway. It's pinned up top there. We are doing a giveaway. It's a little different this time because we don't have trivia. First episode without trivia. It's actually just as simple as clicking that link, going there, answering the question. What's been your favorite episode of FTS? Highly educated. I almost said highly uneducated. You got that in me now, P, because you said it once. Now it's forever in me.
Yep, my bad. My bad.
You could also increase your chances of winning by just following us on social media and AC Infinity. Simple, pimple, plain. We're going to be giving away the AC Infinity controller AI, specifically what Chris was just talking about, bag of stash blend, and $100 gift card. The $100 gift card is worldwide, and then the other two are just USA and Canada only. Sorry, guys.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah, I have to admit, Chris is the only son of a bitch that can walk into a garden and go, VPD 1.1. Like, he is accurate too,
Yeah,
dude.
right.
I'm telling you. Like, it's
all he has to do
fast.
is, if he feels it on his beard, he's like,
Yeah, he's like,
Humidity?
oh, you're a little
Temperature?
high. You're a little high.
So
These
next question I
guys.
see, Full Metal Guru. He says, "Can I get the Stash Boy's opinion on Lotus Newts? Lotus Nutrients, I believe, is from Grow Strong Industries, and I hate the texture. So I didn't try it. I thought there was something wrong with it, and then Trey told me I'm dumb. Turns out I am, and I didn't get a chance to try it because it was just weird. It was like putty, like Play-Doh-y, weird texture, and that was something that scared me away personally. But I hear it's pretty good newts.
I haven't used it personally. They sent me some years ago, and I was using another Newton line, so I gave that away to somebody. But I do like that it's powdered form. I'd like to see more lines be powdered form versus the liquid, where there's a lot of it's water, right? They say up to 99% of it's water, and the rest is actually the nutrition for the plants. So I do like the powdered line, but I've never ran it before, so I don't really have much else to say about it.
Yeah, mine was like Play-Doh, so obviously there was something wrong with it. It's funny. Yeah. Trey was like, "Nah, that's how it's supposed to be." I'm like, "Oh, no, it's powder." Yeah, the biggest thing for me I didn't like about it is I felt like it was missing some micronutrients personally, but they could have more to it. That was just a sample box that I had. But yeah, at this point, I'm pretty much organic nutrients doing stash blend primarily is the thing I'm feeding with some craft blend as well, and then just soil I've been reusing now for a few years, and then recently I ran Athena, so I don't necessarily have a whole lot of experience with Lotus. I don't think P. I don't believe you do either, huh?
Nope.
Mm.
Nope.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. No particular experience.
Yeah.
It's just
John, the sativa side of headbangers, the growth is the morphology, like the botany side. In terms of the effect, it's I wouldn't consider that a sativa. You know what I'm saying? In the traditional sense.
Sweet. That
Cool.
was our see. If you didn't notice, that was our opportunity for Chris to speak.
Yeah, so don't
Okay.
come at us
So you notice
aggressively.
we just gave him a solid opportunity
Okay.
there, right? Okay.
Okay.
And he didn't say anything.
I thought Rob was finishing a sentence. I thought the
No.
pause was
You don't need to let me finish sentences around here.
Who finishes sentence? Who lets
Uh,
anyone finish sentences? Damn it. Damn it.
Jeez.
Waiting for more questions to come in. Do we have any questions here that burning questions that you guys want to ask or what?
Can you use Athena blended in AC Infinity self-watering basins? Asking for a friend. Homie grows Synganic. I am not stoked on putting anything in there unless my roots are fully developed and it's sucking up that food in a 2-day period. Just for the fact that it's stagnant water sitting there. Maybe if you had like a little air stone, something real small that fit in there. But personally, myself, I'm more just plain water in there and organic soil.
Should you use pH water in your humidifier? No, I don't think so. No. The cleaner the water, and I mean that in regards to like your ppm, would be better so that you don't have any buildup of any excess materials, or what's the word? Not materials, minerals, building up inside of your air conditioner or your humidifier or any product that takes water. I don't think pH matters. Someone can correct me though.
Yeah, you
Potentially.
definitely want some sort of filtered water. I made that mistake long time ago where I was using the local tap water here, 485 ppm, and very high in calcium. And what happens is, sure, you put it in the humidifier, and then a white powdery substance just all over the place. It was all over the plants.
Oh,
This
that's where
actually
that
happened.
went.
It actually, it actually happened one time because my RO filter, the membrane on it went. And so thought the water was fine that I was using. Come to find out, the membrane was gone, so everything was just going right through the RO system, and then a white powdery substance happened. And actually, believe it or not, it can clog your carbon filter. It's happened to me where there's like a lack of airflow. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I have my inline fan on full blast and nothing is going through it. So had to take off that sock of the carbon filter, clean that off, and all that whiteness went away, and then everything was back up to normal. But yeah, some sort of filtered water. A lot of people will use like reverse osmosis, or some people even buy distilled water to do it. I mean, they can be very costly, but yeah, some people do it.
Yeah. I'm very lucky with my water. I think we've got like 11 parts in it the last time I checked. It might even be less than that, to be honest with you. It's less than most bottled water. Um, Z28 or Z28 Camaro BC, would you use tap water if it was 220 parts, or should I go with RO? I, I think the real question is there, what are the parts? What is it high in? Because you can use your water if you know what's in it, and then you can kind of work your nutrients around it. I was using tap water that was 300 plus parts before I had this water, and I was able to handle it. Now, some genetics are going to be a little finickier than others, but if you know what the water is and you can get it tested, you can work with it.
Yeah. And just real quick for the people who are crying about Twitter in the chat, you don't have to join that. That's why the only mandatory thing is answering the question.
Just got to answer the question.
So, nothing's going to happen with your email. We're not even putting on an email list. It's just like a way to prove you're not a bot and just clicking this shit right away. You can also use your Facebook to identify that you're a real human if you're a Facebook person.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Question from Lost Genes. Have you guys ever had to identify intersex traits on a male plant? Intersex traits on a male plant's a new one for me. I've never heard of that.
So pollen sacs forming, and all of a sudden
Just
pistils
randomly
or
on a male
stigmas will
plant?
come from there after that. No, I haven't. I guess I probably haven't kept males around long enough to really notice that, right? No, I haven't come across that.
Sorry, notice them in veg?
No. So you flip the flower, right? And then your plant starts to produce pollen sacs because it's a
Uh-huh.
male. But
Uh-huh.
then it starts showing some pistils too.
Oh God, no! I've never gone that far.
Who looks like a lady?
Yeah, we don't do boas over here.
Yeah, sorry, man. That's one that unfortunately we haven't had a lot of experience with. Rob Bremley asks, "What's your take on?" It looks like Gaia, but I think it's Gaia. Gaia
Hmm.
Green Newts. Love from upstate New York. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to the Robs.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's got to
seems like
stick
great
together.
nutrients, man. Organic nutrients, coined pretty much and made famous by Mr. Canuck. Shout out to Matt. A lot of Matts in the game.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Matts in the game. Been
Mm-hmm.
noticing that. I got nothing bad to say about it. Seems like a solid line. It reminds me of something like Down to Earth. Um, good nutrients. Yeah. What about you guys? Any experience?
Is that Marshall playing in the back? Is that
No,
Marshall or
it's
no? What
Nipsey
kind of?
Hussle. So let me
Oh,
turn it down a
Nipsey.
little bit.
Nipsey. I was
Yes.
close. I was
Yeah,
like, I
sorry.
think no, it's good. I was trying to figure it out.
Sorry.
I was feeling like that the angst of it.
I was
You know,
vibing. Hustle and motivate.
it
Okay?
wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I
Now
might
they're
have been
gonna
the
get
only
a
one through.
copyright strike because of you.
Jesus. I'll just leave. Okay? I'll just go.
Someone's asking autoflowers. There was a couple questions in regards to autoflowers. Sorry, I missed it. Oh, I just want to see who it was. Mark asked. Mark Voorhees. I know he asked, and there was someone before him. Do we grow autoflowers? I think we've all grown autoflowers.
I'm growing one right now. I've got a Gorilla Cookies auto from Fast Buds I just popped.
There we go. Yep.
Yeah, I've been
Um,
shying away from them. I've done autoflower runs in the past, but I do prefer photoperiod. I really like the control of being able to veg for how long I want to veg for. You know, I can shape the plant however I don't want. If I'm coming across a deficiency or maybe I have a fungus gnats that I need to treat, I can do that without worrying about the plant automatically adjusting to flower. So for me, it's just a personal preference. So I'm mostly growing photos, but I've grown plenty of autos in the past.
Yeah,
you can.
we had a good conversation today with our buddy Todd McCormick, and he broke it down very well why he hates them. He considers them half hemp. And, the only reason I dislike autos for any reason is just for that reason of not keeping your genetics around. But if you self-pollinate it, keep those beans, you could do it. But they have a place. They serve a place just like feminized genetics for those who are worried about plant count and don't want to have to risk sexing plants, and they could just pop it and then drop it and let it go. I think autos have come a long way where there's a lot more now that are a lot more quality versus back when I first started, it was a bunch of like Kentucky ragweed shit, just not quality. Like it grew, the buds were good, but that smoke I wouldn't gift to my enemies.
Yep. Frick autoflowers.
I don't feel that
No,
harsh
I'm just
against them.
kidding. I just do
Yeah.
because I love the conversation that sparks up when I take that stance. No, what I like to say too is there's a lot of incredible breeders right now. Because I'm a Canadian, I like to sit on the fence. There's a lot of incredible breeders right now that are doing some pretty awesome things with autos, and it's to be commended. Mephisto's doing his thing. I love that. And there's plenty of others. So and they're fire genetics. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Is what it is,
I
baby.
I personally don't like autoflowers. I love taking the online stance that frick 'em. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.
All right. Another
Yeah.
question from Deadly Kitten OG. When after going from a 7-day dry, give or take, I pop into a mason jar and it's reading 79 RH or relative humidity. I'm good and just burp it down? Yes? What would you guys think? I have not put a thermohygrometer in my jar in a decade. I'm gonna be honest with you boys. It's been a long time. Now it's like I'm a chef who doesn't measure his fucking anything. My recipes are all in the back of my head. So I haven't done it in a while, but usually, I mean, 79, I'd say that's you still got some moisture in there if it's at that point, unless it's 79 in your room already. I think probably burping it down would be the move. What do you guys think?
Yeah, sometimes if it's 79% humidity, I would actually take it out of the jars and let it dry out a little bit longer. You know what I mean? I'm worried. At that point, I'd be really worried about potentially, especially if you leave it in the jar, a mold occurring. And it can happen pretty quick. So I
Yeah.
would totally remove those, let them dry a little bit longer, and then put them back in the jar. Sometimes, I mean, it all totally depends on what condition you're drying it out in. I live in a very dry climate, so I can put it out here at 30% relative humidity for 15 to 30 minutes and then put it back in the jar and be okay. Other people have higher humidity, so it's possible really for me to give you an exact amount of time you should take it out of the jars and let it dry more. But yeah, I would totally take it out of the jars if it's 79 humidity.
Yeah, I mean, when I burp, I always pull it out of the jar completely. I never just take the top off and shake it. Like every time I've got a shoe box or at this point now an AC Infinity box, except be careful with the bottom, fellas. That fucker opens up on you. It'll open. But if you're not dumb and you don't let it open up on you, you can use that, and I'll put all my buds in there, let them sit there for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then I put them back in the jar. So that's my burping process. I guess maybe I burp weird. Weird burper. How
Burp
about
it.
you, P? You've been in the grow bags this last run, eh?
Yep.
So, and I did
Yeah,
too, but
I
you're a
kind of
jar
do
guy in the
both.
past.
Yeah, I kind of do both. It is what it is. I mainly kind of just keep it towards jars and shit and stuff. Sorry. And
Good
this is
stuff.
education. This is educational here. And yeah, I can't add anything that you guys already said. So add anything intelligent. Anyways,
A question here from Plant Blaze OG says, any way we can test soil for deficiency or overdose of nutrients? So yeah, soil testing does exist, and you can totally take a sample and send it out. I use Logan Labs. So there's a couple different ones you can get. One's like a saturated paste test, and one's just a regular test. It's generally recommended to get both. And if you don't know how to read the results, I personally go through the Soil Doctor, Bryant Mason. He does a great job of breaking it down for you and tell you what you're at, what each section should be at, and then also what amendments you can add in there to rebalance your soil. So yeah, you can totally get a soil test, and you can totally see if you have some nutrients that are dominating other nutrients. And we know that if you have an excess of some cations, it can lock out others, for example. And so you definitely don't want to have that imbalance because it could inhibit uptake. So yeah, soil testing does exist, and I recommend Logan Labs for that.
cat irons. You wonder? Can you wear? I've never seen a cat iron.
Well, you've never seen my cat clean, obviously, then, brother. Okay.
Sorry, I'm dumb.
Just real quick, shout out to Kentucky. I got family out there. Kentucky ditchweed. You know what the fuck it is. You know what it is. But there's another one I saw similar to autos. How many days when putting beans to soil do you typically see autos sprouting? I don't notice any difference in autos sprouting.
They're all the same.
Yeah, it sprouts the same. If they're fresh seeds, if they're very fresh seeds, they're gonna sprout pretty quickly. They'll germinate fast, they'll sprout quickly. But if they've been sitting for a long time, they're old genetics, it's not a new release, it could take some time. Like for example, that um, one I got from Fast Buds, the Gorilla Cookies sprouted so fast. I mean, that was like immediate, but those were single individual samples that were sent out of MJ BizCon, so those were newer. As where this GMO kosher that I have took like almost a week to sprout. I almost threw it out. I thought it was dead until I fished in there, and I'm like, oh, you're alive, okay. But that one's been sitting for a long time. It's older, so depending on the maturity, I guess, or how old the genetics are. Mm.
Boom, boom. Love it.
Got a
What are?
question
Go ahead,
from
please.
Ambient Noise. Says, Mr. Grote, are you going to release any more cultivars in the future that doesn't involve Chilla OG? Well, if you caught the beginning part of this episode, me and the boys here, we're working on something right now. It's frosted lemonade crossed with fire shit. It's a collaboration with From the Stash and Swank Genetics. That's currently what we got on the docket here. So I don't
Yeah.
have anything major. I kind of have some things I got in my mind, and I'm kind of doing some things, but I don't have anything official, kind of any release dates or anything for anything in the future. So that's kind of my main focus right now, is just working on that collaboration.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think in your case, like you got a lot on your plate right now. Being a dad and doing all these things and marriage and stuff. Like a whole new project. I feel like maybe next year or in the summertime. You know what I'm saying? Because we've got some really good genetics to get a hold of right now too. Like the amount of good clones that Swank has that we have access to for some really cool shit, and our own genetics, like to cross these into back cross potentially to do more things with this FTS Swank collab. I think there's so much for me. Like that's the only thing I'm thinking of is Headbanger and Chill at OG, and that's going to be a super side project. But it's like there's so much I want to do with our genetic right now that's my thought process too. I'm glad you're thinking the same way, brother.
Hey, Cliff.
Got
Yeah.
another question here from Trent's Gut Garden. He says, Chris, Rob, and Pigeons, what's your easiest but best run that you've ever had?
Easiest. Why don't I ever grow easy cultivars? I don't know. I'm just dumb, personally. This recent one, man, that Moby Dick from Dynafem was very easy. That was a simple grower, fed real nice, easy to train, finished in like 8 weeks instead of 9 normally I'd see. Um, that was a solid. It was a little bit more old school. It's not up everybody's alley, you know. What about you guys?
Man, I've
I
grown so much over the years. Everything just kind of merges together. It's really difficult to say, what a best run was. But if I had to choose one that's coming to mind right away, it's when I grew 12 plants in an open room. I vegged them out for I think 45 to 55 days. There was a ton of different cultivars in there. I think it was actually 12 different cultivars. And I did have a problem with the sour diesel that was in there, but everything else was great. It was fantastic, and being able to have just a variety of things and so much of it. And it was me and my roommate at the time. He was helping me grow, so it was good to have a little partner there to help working on it. Because when you have these big plants and a bunch of them, there's a lot of work that can come with it. So splitting that workload with him was made it easier. So I would say that was one of the things that helped make it an easy run.
Man, 12 small plants seems manageable, but even then, when it's all different genetics, that it becomes like a whole new task, you know? And it's like if you're really wanting to get the most out of all these plants, it's not like just one size fits all. So having a partner in the grow is huge, man. Definitely got lucky in that. I could see how that right away would be easier. It's like anytime you've had another hand in the garden, it's like, yeah, fuck, dude, I did 50% of my grow. It was pretty sweet. Like, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, I got a really good. I forget what the yield was out of it, but pulled some serious weight pounds off of that, and yeah, it was really good variety. What about you, P?
much like yourself, Christopher, I'm pretty much the greatest grower ever. So every my grow has been perfect, but it's easier for me to remember the terrible times. Like it's pretty much every grow has been relatively effortless, if you will. But it's yeah, it's the bad ones, the bad ones that I can remember the best or remember the most.
Usually how it goes. It's the bright red that sticks out amongst the green, brother. The way she goes.
Pretty much exclusive autoflowers here.
Got a deep question here, and I've been wondering this too, because there's a lot of you fuckers out there. Why are a lot of you in Canada?
I'll give you the same answer I said then. It's the greatest country in the world.
Okay. Yeah. I'm in Michigan and Chris is in Nevada. We're Americans, but we almost were adopted into Canada. Me and Wink were actually. We couldn't leave for a little bit. So otherwise, no. There's just a lot of it's a federally legal country.
Well,
Full stopper.
we're
Full
federally
stopper.
legal.
That's what it is.
Um,
It's a federally legal country. There's so many more enthusiasts in a place that don't have to hide it and can keep it real and can put it on the internet and be like, yeah, whatever. This is my garden. Like, who cares a shit? This is my face and who I am. You know, it's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, yeah. We got a long ways to go, like anywhere else, but yeah, it definitely helps that the country is legal. The majority of the country is legal,
It's
so
true.
that definitely helps. That definitely helps huge. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yes. I agree. I agree.
hmm hmm
Got another question. I don't know if you guys got any ready, but I've been
Go ahead. Yeah, go
copying a
ahead.
couple of questions and saving them here so we don't run out of things. Haas Farms asks, "What would you recommend for a bud trimmer?" I've been
Well, this
using the
is
bowl trimmer.
Dude, the bowl trimmer is sitting. Oh, where the fuck did it go? Someone stole the bowl trimmer. The
It has
bowl
been
trimmer's been in my office just like because people have asked me this a lot recently, and I wanted to pull it out. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, most bowl trimmers suck, but this one, I did it live on stream, man. Like, AC did it right. This was it's like they took the old process and then took new technology in terms of like, remember the canna brush? Ever seen
Oh
that thing? It
yeah.
looked like a grill
Yep.
brush. It's like that texture, but it's the bull trim side. It's the blades that are going specific. Like, I don't know, man. The way they did it, the engineering was done very well. And I was super skeptical. Mine sat getting dust. And then I tried it and I was like, holy shit, I'm never hand trimming again unless I'm streaming and just kicking it with you guys. Like,
It's a massive time saver. I used
yeah.
to spend 4 hours or even longer on one plant hand trimming, and being able to take a bowl trimmer and put that in there instead, I can get it in 30 minutes, if that. And sure, you're not going to have every single leaf come off it. And in my personal experience, the denser buds actually does a better job with the denser buds versus the fluffier buds. I feel like more leaf kind of stays on it. But either way, it's just a big time saver. Yeah, I totally recommend it, and I use it for every harvest now. So
Yeah, dude. And we will be Kurt Schilling on that one because it works good. Like, If people know us, they know from the stash. We first gave AC Infinity a shout out 4 years ago. They had no affiliation with us at all. We were a customer first. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the thing that's so cool about this relationship and about us full circle being on the show is it's like we're legit enthusiasts of gardening, but of this company, man. They've put out some really good shit. So Bowl Trimmer
Yeah.
is one of them.
Yeah, you know what? I've really enjoyed it as well. I think the best trimmers are your hands, to be quite frank.
Just
I you
peeling
know
it
it's
off.
well you use your hands, you use your teeth.
Yes, that's why I got the gap because I can get the big nugs and get around the.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I like use my hands. It really depends. I'm going to use a bowl trimmer if I'm using larger harvests, more than 4 plants generally. Then I'll start to incorporate a bowl trimmer. Anything less than that, I'm kind of just going to use my hands. To be honest, I'm kind of old school like that. I just like to get intimate with it. Little harvest party, trim it up, get her done, have a good time. Um, because I'm growing all kinds of varieties of genetics, so it's like some of these buds, like for example, the frosted genetics that I grew wouldn't have handled the bolt trimmer whatsoever. It was more of like a foxtail-y esque kind of look to it, which those would have been trimmed off, and I just would have had nice hash instead. But yeah, so I love the trimmer, the bolt trimmer, but definitely love my hands too.
Yeah, that's a great point because the peanut butter breath was hand trimmed by me because that one doesn't have the bud structure that needs it. The leaf to bud ratio is like crazy easy to just and it's done, So it is cultivar dependent, but majority of them for me are going to go through the bowl trimmer because we're in the day and age where it isn't trap dirty and it's all just being consumed by me or my patients, which still are family. So it's pretty kosher for me in that sense.
And Taproot's Growing asks a follow-up question. Do we use it for wet trimming or dry trimming? I use it for dry trim.
I'm a dry guy, brother.
Dry trim.
Dry.
I think we're all dry guys.
Yep. Yeah, you
I
can
think
do
that's
both.
yeah,
I've
yeah, you
tested
can.
both. I've tested both. It works just fine. But I prefer dry myself.
Yeah, I think doing it dry, you're gonna have a lot more trichomes come off into the trim for sure. Just is what it is. Same if you're hand trimming. You'll notice if it's dry enough, you'll see just popping off in the air. But if you're doing it when it's wet, there is potential for the trichomes being a little bit more damaged also, and then also your terpenes not having the preservation of that slower cure, slower dry. So give and take, and it's preference too. It's a lot easier to trim wet, in my opinion. Dry is a fucking mess always.
Yep, I agree.
Mm.
What you
And a
got, Chris?
question
I got the hiccups.
gonna say I got a
Sorry.
question to me about a place in Michigan called Jars. It's a dispo and grow your own, brother. If you got to go somewhere, go to somewhere that supports home growers and that deals with places that are caregiver forward. Not they can't deal with a caregiver, but they deal with companies that were formerly caregivers, like Premier and brands like that. But grow your own, brother. We're like anti-dispo. We're in these streets as much as we can be. The trap in Muskegon is cool, but they're owned by people who are craft, caregiver focused, people who are about that shit. Yeah.
Next question we have here is asking, what are the benefits of the 48 hours of darkness before harvest? That's by Roy Driscoll.
Ooh, bro sides. I love bro sides
Nothing.
questions.
Go
So
ahead, Chris.
technically nothing, but you
Oh,
could feel good about it, right?
feel like a champion.
Feels like it's getting more trichomes or terpenes or
Chris,
Chris,
you
you got
actually,
science though.
yeah, somebody burnt a bush and you heard something. Is this correct?
Dr. B, you spoke with Dr. Bruce on this, didn't you? I feel like maybe you
Yeah,
did. Someone,
he was
yeah,
saying 48 hours of light is what more people are doing because the trichomes are synthesized during lights on, lights off. So let me rewind a little bit. This is something I talked about back in, I think, 2017. When I think we were all doing it back then, right? I think we can all of us were doing 48 hours of darkness before harvest at one point.
for sure.
But it's
Never
been
one
many,
time.
many years since then. And, I've heard everything from it gives a last chance ditch effort to create more trichomes since trichomes are created at nighttime. That's been, I'd say, kind of debunked. Now it's more of people saying that it's just starches and sugars. It gives them a chance to get sent down to the roots. So that's the reason why, or to get those out of the buds. I don't think any testing has been done in regards to that to prove it, whether that's right or wrong. But for the most part, I feel like a lot of people are just calling that bro science and they're saying that it doesn't do anything anymore. So take it whichever way you want to take it. But I personally have stopped doing the 48 hours of darkness before harvest.
Yep. I also stopped that. That was also around the times when I was doing ice water baths to make it more purple and more trichomes. And I've done a screwdriver in the stem or to the stalk. You remember heard that one? Yeah. I've done a lot of these bro science things, man. And you got to be a broticulturist to be able to learn as you go. And now we're really in the position that we've got science and we've got actual data that helps us, skip wasting time. We don't have to waste as much time. That's the biggest thing. And I see AC Infinity dropped over there. The point system, if you got points stacked up, AC Infinity's points, you can go and get some of their dope gear. Got the hats, trucker hat, papa hat, or father hat. Some say a dad cap, but I'm gonna call them father hats. I like that. I like that. Hoodie. I didn't. Do I have a hoodie? I didn't get a hoodie.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
I didn't.
It was on your bed, I think. Remember? In your thing. I'm
It was
pretty
small.
sure.
Oh,
I
that
think
was
it was with a
very
different
small.
logo.
sweatshirt.
Dude, I'm the
Sweatshirt,
biggest one of
wrong
the three of
logo.
us, and mine was tight. Oh yeah, it wasn't a hoodie. That's right. It was a
Go to
sweater.
redeem points and order them himself. All right, redeeming points coming in. I'm redeeming some points. That's happening. Yeah, man. That's awesome, dude.
So quick.
I'm about it.
You're whining. Sorry, I had to read it as it was typed.
Quick, you're whining.
Quick, whine. More.
Quick whine.
Before she says quit.
And also, we still have the giveaway pinned to the top there. Don't forget, end of the episode, we're going to announce all three of them. And then if you're watching this back, you can comment below, and we're going to pick one person who can get a $100 gift card worldwide, international. Okay, international.
Pretty dope.
Yes. So, Chris, do you have more
Pretty
questions? You
dope.
said you were the question guy. I like that.
Yeah, and you just inherited this position.
I got a few more here, and yeah, if you guys have more, send them in the chat, and I'll
Yeah,
pick
put
them
'em
out.
up.
I can't read.
This one is by Motivated by Terps. Says, what are your
Motivated.
thoughts on growing in a small tent?
We're talking about small tent player.
It's above average.
I'm in a
first of all.
propagation tent. I'm in a 4x2 or 2x4, however you want to split hairs, and I'm in a 4x4.
Yeah.
So, is there anything in between that?
Yeah, I guess you can get smaller than that. It's like,
Can you?
yeah, I've seen people grow on the side of a PC, inside of a PC. I've grown inside of a micro space bucket. It's a 5-gallon, 3 5-gallon pails pushed together. I think it's 100% a great thing. What people with tents and rooms don't totally take into consideration is that there are a ton of people in a position that they can't put a full size tent up, and so they resort or are left to use things like a propagation tent, or I've got the ACI little 2x3.5, or I don't know what the dimensions on that one is. I got it from the AI box, but those are great tents. You don't have to have 4 plants. You don't have to have 8 plants. You can grow and be very self-sufficient off of 1 or 2 plants. And so, yeah, I'm all for it, man. Grow where you can grow.
Yeah. I saw somebody growing in a dishwasher. One-eyed cat cannabis. Shout out to him. Good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
Suitcases too.
You can really get, any space that you can control the environment and get, the proper airflow. There's a certain parameter that the plant needs, and you can set this up depending on whatever you have. Making it easy and peasy, simple and plain is going to be having something like the AC Infinity Cultivator Kit. The 4x2 space is pretty doable for most people, in my opinion. It's not too much. You're able to get everything you need in that one spot, and you can stash it in most closets. And you could even technically, yes, like Troy says, scrog it. You could scrog it. It's going to be a little smaller, a little harder, but I'll shill it, baby. I'll shill it. It's an easy one for a lot of the people who are trying to make a simple one.
I scrogged a peyote Skittles from Seedsman in the propagation tent under the supplemental prop lights from ACI. I'll admit it was a little lackluster, but of course it was. So it's like if I had put
the only reason why.
if I had put real lights in there, I would have had incredible results. So I just kind of proved that you can scrog it, and with like the ion, what is it, the board, the ion board or the ion frame, the board. I'm sorry, but that one fits in there just fine. So yeah, I'm all about tight growing, man. Grow where you can grow. That's it.
I like how you hit it with the claps. bitch. Grow where you can grow.
Excuse
You
me.
understand?
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need a Twitter. You just got to answer this simple question on the thing.
My
All
inner
the
diva
extra
just came
stuff
out.
does is help us. And when I see that you click those, I'm going to say, my guy. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get a my guy, whether you're a guy or a girl. Okay. Thank you for that, for following us.
Mhm.
X does not care if we post plants over there whatsoever.
No.
Every other day, I get some sort of thing saying, hey, you can't be seen by anyone who doesn't follow you over on Instagram. And I'm like, I know, dude. It's been for 3 years, 4 years. I know. You told me. Now it's a new one. Now there's a new reason because I posted the harvest I had recently, and that's promoting regulated goods. So, yeah. Here we are. Here we are.
All right, I got a handful more questions here. Old guy
Hit it.
videos ask any tips for you reusing cocoa? Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna reuse cocoa, I think a lot of people what they'll do is they will just rinse and buffer in between grow cycles, or even before they even get a brick, for example, they will hydrate it and then rinse and buffer. But yeah, rinsing that out and then buffering it with CalMag, I think that's what a lot of people do in order to prep it for the next grow. Rob, you've used cocoa a lot in the past.
Yeah, brother.
Would you reuse it or what?
No, I didn't care about the planet at the time. So what I would do is I would throw it away. Yeah.
All right.
But I had other buddies. Yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother.
I had other buddies who would literally like bake it, right? They'd cook it out because they're worried that they'd have pests or things in there. Like first they'd fully rinse it and then they'd bake it. I always thought it was stupid as shit. But they would still use this cocoa for a while, and they'd use every time these are people who used house and garden nutrients. So it was salt-based nutrients. And they were able to use their cocoa consistently. Once in a blue moon, they'd buy the bricks, and I hated the bricks personally. Now I trust them. AC, again, I'll shill them. AC's got clean bricks, clean, tight, good bricks.
I'm in love with the cocoa.
You know? And now it's like, I'm not as worried about it. But when I'd get some random brand from Amazon that show up and it'd be full of salt, it's like I may as well keep the old batch and just rinse it myself. It's the same thing, you know? But yeah, thoroughly rinsing is going to definitely help you. You can reuse it. Getting some enzymes to break down the roots in there, or just pulling them out manually yourself, but it can get heavily rooted when you're dealing with cocoa. So I definitely would break that up as much as you possibly can. Like, see, you're right. Stop. I'm fucking done. I won't give any more advice.
Soul Brother from the chat, he actually pre-soaks his cocoa in whiskey.
Nice. Nice. McGregor's whiskey, I'm assuming. It's a proper number 12 cocoa.
Proper. Yes. Cocoa.
Yes.
Good to see you, brother.
Organic cocoa, absolutely want to reuse that. That's totally different then. If anything, again, the roots, depending if you've got like a no-till system, I guess. But, you know, for me, I'm working my roots out every time. I've got the little mandible claw, and I'm just pulling them through. You can also, again, get enzymes and work them, and they'll end up eating it up. Yeah.
The claw from like Liar
Yeah,
Liar.
dude, that's what you got to do is go into your garden. And you're like, ah. Yeah.
Good idea. What you got, Christopher?
We got by Kenny Steinbach. Have you guys ever tried Grow Dots or Recharge?
Shout out to Recharge, baby. I use
our boys.
Recharge early for my seedlings. I use Recharge, and when I'm harvesting, around then I'll use Recharge because I keep my soil. I'm going to reuse it, and I'm not feeding my plant anymore. Stash Blend has food in it that Recharge doesn't, so then I can taper off and keep my microbes and bennies in the plant because I'm going to keep this soil and reuse it. Grow Dots, I need to use Grow Dots still. I bought some when I moved. I lost them. But yeah, shout out to the boys. Shout out to the real growers.
Yeah,
The real growers.
I bought the Grow Dots, but never actually used them. I should probably use them. And then Recharge, I've been used them for many, many years. Really like Recharge. And just to kind of clear the air a little bit, I know people think that we hate each other.
And
Scotty,
we do.
We do.
I
don't like that
Christopher,
fucking guy.
stop. Go ahead. Sorry.
people, I don't get it. I mean, Scotty was just on Pigeon Show last night. You guys had a fantastic conversation.
I know,
We've had
man.
Scotty on before. I think
I
we've all been
fucking
on
love
the Dude
those
Grow
guys.
Show
They came
before.
with the Growers Gauntlet.
They're awesome. Yeah. So
Love
a lot
those
of
guys,
respect.
the whole crew.
Love Recharge. Yeah, definitely want to try Grow Dots in the future.
Yeah, and I think there's a place for both. You know, that's the biggest thing is people look at two ingredients and they assume, you know, that that's the same thing. It's like there's a variety of different ways to feed your plants. And in some cases, adding a nutrient or a micronutrient that also has some macros, the NPKs in there, could be bad for your garden. You know, if you've already got a regimen that's going. Let's say Athena, you're using Athena. It may be tough to steer away from their program. So then you use something like Recharge to get your microbes and beneficial bacteria. It's the trade-off. Like, of course, we all want to eat, but it's the sense of like, do what's best for your garden and know what you're putting in your plants too. With Recharge, you don't have to worry about shit. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of you're not going to overfeed. With Stash Blend, you've got silica and you've got NPK. So you have to think about that when you're putting it into your food and kind of do those calculations for yourself. Yeah, shout out to the boys. And we said it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, and
There's word on the street. Word on the street. I'm just putting it out there. Word on the street from the stash is trying to make their way out there.
mm-hmm.
We'll
Actually,
see.
I'll be straight goods with you. The flock will be out there at the end of the month.
Do Gross Cup. The flock will.
The flock's going out at the end of the month.
There's like 75 people.
Yeah. Well, and 3 from the flock. So I'm excited.
Close.
No,
Close.
just playing. Yeah, no, it's gonna be. I'm stoked. Yeah, there might be like some weird beef amongst internet
Idiots.
personalities that happen in other areas of this space, but
There's
it's
always
like
weasels amongst the fields of gardens, brother.
but the
It just
reality
happens.
is like there's far more collaboration than there is angst here. And so, yeah, if you hear something going on about this or that, I think the reality is that it's probably just hyped up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Much love to everybody, man. You're a
Much
grower.
love to
We're
everybody.
smoking. It's the dumbest shit. No beefs.
Yeah, we grow so much stronger and greater as a collective than we ever would as individuals. And you know, Rob and Chris, you're both my testament to that. You know, I've grown tenfold since collaborating with the two of you and
You used to be
and taking
5'11". He's 6'3" now.
yeah, that's actually Pigeon 6'3". It has nothing to do with my height, unfortunately, but I'm changing my name. So, anyways, yeah, you know, collaboration's important. That's what I'm the most excited about.
I don't know
Okay,
why I
hey,
took that
next-
turd. Sid, you brought it there.
Next
So,
question we
there's
got
no
up
turns.
in here is by default behavior.
It's getting
This is a good
hot in
one.
here.
I like this one. Is it normal for buds to go through a time smelling terrible during the cure?
oh yeah,
No.
that chlorophyll. Well, yeah. Oh, it
I
depends
think
on what the terrible
I think
definition is.
it's
Yeah.
perspective. Yeah. That's a um. What's the word I'm looking for? That's something that's innate to the perspective. No, that's something that's specific to each person. There's a word for that.
Subjective.
Thank you.
Subjective.
Thank you. I was thinking
Similar.
perspective. I couldn't get that out of my head.
Rejected.
Yeah, it's subjective. What is gross?
Yeah, I like my weed to smell like armpits and garlic and gasoline with a baby fart. So if that's gross to you, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's talking about, what his meaning of terrible is, whether he's
She.
talking about maybe moldy. Like that's something you kind of need to keep an eye out for. If it's starting to smell moldy, then that's an issue. You might need to take those out of the jar that they're in and let them dry, kind of like we talked about earlier, because that's the last thing you want to do is really real moldy, musky smell. That's a bad smell. That's not normal. But the hay smell, I think that's another thing that people say, oh, that's terrible smell. The hay smell. That is something that, man, there's so many mixed opinions on it. I've had stuff start to smell like hay, but after it's done drying and into cure, it goes back to normal. It's completely fine. And then I've had genetics that they smell like hay and it just stayed like that. And I don't know if it was something I did wrong in the grow or what, but yeah, I think this terrible smell is super subjective. And hopefully you're not talking about mold.
Do you?
Yeah, and she says she's got no smell from it. And that honestly, there's some genetics that are just that way. I've had some that are like my donuts triploid pheno that I had smelt like water or cardboard or the wall. However, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even say fresh air because that's got more like there's nothing to it. As where Jamichael 420 things, his had a little bit of terp to it. So some phenotypes just it depends, and it could have been a situation where it's pulled a little too early. There's so many variables. It's crazy. But I do think we've had episodes on FTS talking about that. I get tastier, stankier bud.
I think two things. First thing, 5 syllables, one word. No. It is that there is a time when after you chop, or let me even go back before you chop, when things are so abundant, the smell is just so prevalent, whatever it is. And then you chop it, you hang it. I can sometimes find where that huge abundant smell's gone now. It's like, it's all gone. But I feel like now I don't know the science behind it, but I feel like now they're not evaporating. Maybe that's not a bad thing that you're not getting all these terpenes. Because remember, every time you open that tin, you take those whiff in of terpenes. They're gone. They're gone. Those are terpenes that are no longer on the plant. So I'm wondering if, or not wondering, but I know that when I've harvested, there's been like a period of time where it's like that smell kind of went away for a bit till I got them in the jar. Then I started to find that buildup was happening. I would open it up and it'd be like, woof. The second
Yeah.
thing is Chris, when you mentioned that you had something that kind of smelled like hay and then got away from it, I actually caught myself so paranoid about the smell of hay that, dude, I swear I smell it every fucking harvest where I'm like, no. But it's like my anxiety where it's like, I'm not smelling it at all. I'm not smelling it at all. It's just I don't want it to smell like that. So
Your
it's like,
brain is already
there it
producing
is.
that. Yeah.
There it is. Oh, it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
I
So yeah, I don't know. I've
It's
done
tough,
that.
man. It's tough. This one bothers me for some reason because Stony Grows 420 didn't get his question answered 6 times. I can't find it.
Well, there it is right there. AC Infinity just posted it.
Because they're the greatest. And
Oh,
thank you for being
goodness.
patient and asking 6 times. That's huge. And don't think it's disrespectful to
Dude,
repeat your
yeah,
question
you can
more
totally
than
repeat
once
it.
if we missed it. Like, that's totally okay.
Can
Especially-
we, AC Infinity, can we not spam in the chat, please? Thank you.
Yeah, that's huge. ACI, come on.
Gosh, guys. So when
Just play it.
when
Go
in
ahead.
cocoa with autos in a 5-gallon pot with Athena's blended, this is a math problem. Do I give the entire pot a big watering for the first feed to run off? Hand watering. Is Athena's line too much early on as far as the amounts? Honestly, dude, with Athena, the best result you can get is to follow their program to T. I mean, don't even veer off of it at all. I've seen it firsthand at scale and on small level. If you can get their guide, like their book that says how to do it, or find it online, use Grok to help you or something, that's going to be the move, in my opinion. Like, follow it to the T. And if you don't veer off of it, you'll do really, really good with it. It's a kind of a lazy answer, but just follow exactly where you are in that particular feeding. You know, to run off, I feel like is usually how everyone would do it when you're in cocoa. But I guess it depends, how much runoff you're looking at. But yeah, I definitely would run Athena's line if you're using it early and follow their recipe.
Yep, good answer.
So we got that giveaway we need to knock out. Right? Whoa, over
Boom.
500 people entered that giveaway.
Let's go, man. And there's over
guys.
600 tuned in right now. So real quick, right now, if you're just here right now and you didn't hear, there's a giveaway pinned at the very top of the screen. We're going to be giving away sorry, one more time, Robert. What are we giving away?
Oh,
Giving away.
We're giving away a bag of Stash Blend in America or Canada. Worldwide, $100 AC Infinity gift card. In US and Canada only, an AC Infinity Controller AI Plus. Here's what I'm doing. There's literally just to add a random winner button. You click it, boom, click it. There's 3 people I just clicked. Refresh that page and look at it, Wink, and pull it up on screen if you can. And that'll show the winners right there. It will soon.
Did you check the box that says show the winners, display the winners?
No, I didn't.
Losers.
Loser.
Everybody loses. It's going
Everybody
to my
lost.
account, baby.
Yep.
Going to my house.
Let me get this here. Display winners on the widget. Now you can redo it. You got it. Now
Here
you
we
can
go.
redo it.
Okay.
We got it here.
What's
Boom.
this? Okay.
Boom. Starting right away, we got Joshua.
Yo, Monica.
We got Monica. And we got Raymond.
Raymond, let's go.
You guys
Joshua
see
in
your
the
emails there. We're
house.
going to email you directly. We'll CC AC Infinity in the 2 there, and then directly from us from the stash, we'll get your guys' information and send you over that stash blend. Congratulations, Joshua.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Who won what?
Congratulations.
Who won
Yeah.
what?
1, 2,
Number
3.
1, AC Infinity Controller AI Plus goes to Joshua. 2,
Ooh.
$100 gift card goes to Monica. And 3, Raymond gets himself
A bag of stash blonde, baby.
Vegas Stash Blonde.
Yeah,
That's a
nice.
huge congrats. Thank you
That's
guys.
nice. I like that.
Yeah, quit it. I almost pulled that off without anybody noticing.
That's good.
Honestly, thank you guys so much for watching.
Oh,
Thank you for
it's giveaway
participating.
live? Congrats,
mo-
Zapsucker.
Oh, and congratulations,
Oh.
Did he just get a $100 gift card
Sucker.
too, Sid? Is that what just
Congrats.
happened?
Zap Sucker.
You
Congratulations.
get a gift card. This is the Oprah of the grow game, bro.
I just want to be
Shut
very
up.
clear though, okay? Because this is a pretty big moment.
What's going on, Nightbot?
And Todd
What's going on, Nightbot's drunk?
and another one.
Nightbot.
Todd Booth.
It's just like
Not John
everything's
Wilkes
going
family.
off. Congrats,
Todd Booth,
Todd.
congratulations, brother.
Congrats, Todd.
Damn,
John.
AC
Yeah.
Infinity,
Another
man.
one.
Yo, I'm telling you, bro. This is the shit that we talked about before about the giving back to the people and the stuff that just like without this channel, there's no other brands that I see doing this kind of shit this consistently, man. It's so cool. Appreciate you guys for doing that. It's awesome.
I just want to be very clear though. It's very exciting. There's a lot of people in here. Nobody will contact you and make you pay any sort of money.
Ever.
Okay. So this is a giveaway where ACI and From the Stash and all of our affiliates will pay to cover the shipping. Okay. So don't ever fall for any kind of
no purchase necessary
scams, okay?
ever with this shit. Whenever there's a giveaway from us or AC Infinity, there's never a purchase necessary. It's welcome. Thank you.
Just make that very clear.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
cool.
because that's
man.
a common scam that happens.
A
So
lot.
Beware.
A lot. So if you think it can't happen to me and all of a sudden we reach out to you and say for $100, no, won't happen.
No,
Okay.
no, but they'll give you one. Shout out to AC Infinity, man. And if you missed out on that, comment below after this video, and you potentially could win a $100 gift card as well, man. It's so big. You guys legitimately make this what it is. You make this show what it is. You make the brand what it is. We wouldn't have anything without you guys. So it's huge, huge thank you. If we could give back to every single person, we would. But it's what it is, man. But next week,
Appreciate you.
Scrog School, there's usually something there as well. So pull up. 7:30
Yeah, there's
Eastern
something
Standard Time.
everywhere. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Thank you guys so much for everything. Pulling up 600 plus people tuning in to the live show tonight for the highly educated. I know we did not answer all of the questions. I know that I personally go live damn near
On
every
Twitch
day, all
tonight.
the time. I'll be live on Twitch tonight at Pigeons 420 over on Twitch. I know Rob's always accessible. He's got a Discord.
Too accessible, but yes, it's true.
Where you
But
can
Sunday
reach out
we
to
have a
him
new
as well.
episode dropping, and you could comment in the comment section. In the first 24 hours, I'll be watching the first 24 hours we drop videos. I'll reply. So if you have a
That's
question
it.
from this, just remind me there. But yeah, we got a video dropping with Strange Show on Sunday. It's gonna be a banger.
Very
Yes.
exciting. Very
Chris has an
exciting.
episode of Garden Talk on Saturday, correct?
Yep, with Matt Powers.
Matt Hours, banger.
Banger. Yeah, that's a
Man.
really good one.
Oh yeah,
you-
and then we had an episode earlier today, like we were saying earlier, uncensored, over on our new channel. It's one that uncensored. We do what we do, you know. And then P, you dropped a video this morning as well, another banger as well.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, I did a studio tour today. I dropped it today. Yes. And yeah, it was an exciting video to drop. Little outside the box of what is kind of regular, if regular is a thing on my channel. But yeah, a lot of positive feedback in kind of this area that I have.
Eat the
So,
cookie, P.
I am not eating the cookie.
They don't
I'm not
even
eating
use
the
that
cookie.
logo anymore. They don't want
Doesn't
anyone to
matter.
know that logo existed. This logo right here doesn't exist.
See, and when I didn't pull out all my 90s things that I've been hanging on to, okay? Because there's no need for it. Okay. I'm a very sentimental guy.
Eat it, eat it, eat.
Eat
I'm
it.
gonna
Yeah, I love
check
it. You guys
going.
are animals. Yeah, you
No,
guys
we
are
appreciate
animals.
you guys so much, man. What? Wink didn't eat anything? I ate every single one of mine that day or that weekend. Like, who would buy cookies for us? Like, these aren't cards, brother.
In reality, this is what, they're 2 years old now?
So what? They're
Oh, I'm not
made
saying
with
they're not
poison.
bad. I'm not saying they're not bad. I'm just saying they're what, 2 years old, I think.
They're
So-
0.6 water activity, shelf stable.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
yeah, you know, I've got good humidity down here too, man. I got good humidity down here.
Man, so again,
Oh,
huge
man.
shout out to AC Infinity making this show happen. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Make sure you smash that like button if you guys like this show. We are coming to the end of the season potentially. See, we don't know. But it's been a great one, man. We've got so much in store in general. We've got our show every other week, same time, same place. Make sure you guys tune in. It's going to be a banger in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Also, drop a
Yes.
comment below, and you could be entered into another kind of giveaway where they're giving away a $100 gift card
Right.
to AC Infinity. So, leave a comment on this video.
That's
Yeah.
my video. I just posted my video that I posted earlier. Pretty much my studio filled with AC Infinity gear. So make sure you go and check that
And you
out,
can see
guys.
those cookies. Post in the chat if you watch from there. Eat it. Okay. No, don't say that. Eat the cookie. Don't say
Yeah.
that. No, so they all sound weird.
Eat the cookie. That's gonna get us in trouble, isn't it? Yeah.
All those things sound bad. But yeah, we'll get ourselves out of here. With that being said, much love to everybody who pulled up. But huge shout out to Wink on the 1s and 2s.
Thanks, Wank.
We'll see you
Thanks,
guys
Wink.
in a couple weeks, man.
2 weeks. See ya. Peace.
Peace.